Doggy, what is going on, beautiful people? I hope and pray you are doing phenomenally well. I'm excited to do this video because it's probably one of the most common questions that I get asked a lot, especially by new real estate investors just getting started, just rocking and rolling. And that is, how do I have conversations with sellers who are facing pre-foreclosure, right? How do I bring up the issue of pre-foreclosure? And the truth is, I don't bring it up, not at all. I actually want them to bring it up to me. And I want you to think about this and really put yourself in the seller's situation, okay? So think about this. Imagine that you are going through a very tough time financially in your life, okay? You're stressing about money. Maybe you got laid off. If you're behind in your mortgage payments, you're probably behind in other things as well, maybe credit cards or truck payments or something like that. And that can take an emotional toll on you. And that's something that you are not happy about in any form or fashion, okay? So now imagine going through that situation, right? And it's kind of an embarrassing situation for many, many people. So imagine a complete stranger that you do not know calls you randomly, completely out of the blue, and says, "Hey, Clifford, I see you're facing foreclosure. Are you interested in selling your house?" Right? Like, it's a shocker, right? To most people. That is probably one of the fastest ways that you will get hung up on, in my opinion, when you're talking to a seller, right? Again, it's an embarrassing situation to be in. Nobody at all is happy to be in that situation, right? And so people are very, very, very defensive if you come out of the gate approaching your conversation like that or taking that approach, okay? So what I prefer to do is I keep my introductions very, very vague, very, very open-ended to just start the conversation and spark the conversation. So I may say something along the lines to you and say, "Hey, Mr. Seller, my name's Clifford. I was just calling to see, would you be open to a cash offer on your property on 123 Main Street?" Open-ended. I use a intro like that no matter what list type, actually, whether it's pre-foreclosure, tax delinquent, probate, it doesn't matter, divorce. My intro will always be very, 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 very similar to that, okay? And so I would encourage you to try a just open-ended intro like that that invites, where the seller is basically inviting you in to have a conversation. And when I say that, they'll normally be like, "Yeah, what's your offer?" Right? And then now I will go into, I'll say, "Awesome, Mr. Seller. Well, let me ask you, what has you interested in selling the property?" Right now, I'm going to start gathering information and digging for information from that seller, so that way I know why they're interested in selling. I want them to come out and tell me, "Oh, well, you know what, Clifford, I've kind of fell behind in my payments. We've been struggling financially a little bit. This is a property that we really need to get rid of," right? And so when they open up that Pandora's box, when they open up that window in that conversation, what that is actually doing is that is actually building trust and rapport, okay? I want you to remember this. The only reason somebody will do business with you is because they have to like you and trust you, okay? The only way to build that likability and trust is by you getting them to open up and share that personal information, right? Because now there's a connection there. So focus more so on having a quality conversation. Keep your intro very open-ended. Get that information from them, but most importantly, remember, we are building generational wealth by serving other people. Focus on the serving component, focus on having a quality conversation, and that's going to alleviate any type of pressure that you have of needing to be some type of grandmaster closer. Okay? This is about serving people to the highest level possible. It's not about just going out there and lowballing somebody who is in a stressful situation. Okay? So try this with the next person that you're talking to, and let me know how that conversation goes.